All right, I figured it was about time. I was figured it was about time for an update. What did I just do? Holy shit! Okay, figured it was about time for an update. It's about that time of year. Figured I'd make a little end of year update because this is my first full year, as in like January 1st to hopefully to December 31st, um, without drinking. And I'd say completely sober, but I'm not. I smoke weed. But I also did try kratom somewhat recently. Somebody got me to try what's it facing me? Somebody got me to try that, and that doesn't sit well with my stomach, and it's like it makes the back of my brain feel all weird. So at first I kind of liked it because I was just like mixing a little bit of it with like orange juice. I did that for about a week. It was my like orange juice shakes that I make because I don't eat regular vegetables, so I have to make these. And yeah, it just wasn't for me. But outside of those two things, and I am on these. I don't. These aren't narcotics, but I do is where I found I found a psychiatrist. I don't know if I've talked about him yet. His name's Doctor Luke M. Dahl, and he has me on zero point 0.1 milligrams of clonidine, and 150 to 200 milligrams is needed of Seroquel. Now, Seroquel is a sleeping aid, but it's also an antipsychotic, and clonidine is just a blood pressure controller thing. It lowers your blood pressure, which helps me a lot with my anxiety. Um, so, but neither of those do I have to take every day. It's not a constant thing. So I had to learn the hard way not to develop a tolerance. But yeah, as far as like things that I get high off of, it's just been weed. But yeah, I can't I can't I can't wholeheartedly go into a meeting and pick up a 1 year chip. You know, well, I guess now about it's got to be 2 years in March. I can't pick up a chip unless you know what I'm saying. I mean, you can. You can. There's people like I've seen people pick up chips that were fucked up as they grabbed it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about. It's for you. You know what I'm saying? So I can't go in there wholeheartedly and be like, I got a year sober. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, I guess, like I said, almost 2 years now. Um, but yeah. As far as health and stuff, I found out that I'm blind. I went to go get. I went to because my driver's license. My driver's license went out of. My driver's license expired on my birthday this year, back on the 5th of last month, and so I went to the DMV and I found out I'm blind because I can't they I don't know what they do in your country if it's not in the US, but in the US you have to like cover one eye and you read letters that gradually get smaller on a paper and then cover the other eye and do the same. My right eye is fine. My right eye see or I'm sorry, my right eye is fine. Like I can see out of my right eye just fine. Left one it's just like it's almost like it's almost like there's something in my eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's just something making it just a little blurry, and I just barely couldn't read the thing. And yeah, so I gotta go get glasses, apparently, or something. I gotta get a I gotta get an is it an optometrist? I gotta get an optometrist to sign a thing to say that I'm good to drive now. Before I can go get a new driver's license. But speaking of which, um, so my car has gone through a lot this year. Um, I'll probably post pictures. Yeah, because I can do some post editing here. I've decided that I should probably start watching my videos before I upload them. Like just as far as my talkative videos that I don't typically do any editing to because of what happened with my lunch with Travis. So I'm gonna re-upload lunch with Travis probably um with this like piggybacking. That way you don't see like Lunch with Travis and think it's a new one to get excited, only to realize it's just a re-upload because there will also be this video. So yeah, but yeah, I'll probably post some pictures as I'm talking about this. But some I got hit, I got clipped at a left turn, and this guy ran a red. There was no way around it. I got it on. I did get it on dash cam, but I haven't pulled my dash cam out of the fucking thing to do it. But he just barely clipped me, taking a left turn into the at the intersection that turns into this neighborhood. And the thing that sucks about that is it hit the frame of the car, not a fender that you can take off, not a part of the car that you can take off and easily replace like a part. It hit the frame, the rear fender, the rear quarter panel. So over the year, I had to do a whole lot to get, because I also wanted to take the kit off and put the stock body kit on there. Because driving around with that emotions kit, first of all, I'm the only one in the world with it. There's only one that exists. The company went out of business as they were making it. So just driving around with it at all is it's scary. So I want to just save that just for shows. Uh, but that was what was on the car when I brought it down here from Texas after Cage and everybody brought everything down here. And so I had to resource a whole bunch of new stuff that I had already had in Oregon, but it got lost at some point in transit. And yeah, it's been about a year of doing things. Mainly this guy Lee. He works for Tesla. It took me a while to find somebody who I trust in this area, because you don't want to just. You got to understand that car means it's more than just a car to me. That's it's like the last thing my mom bought for me. It was like so many memories have happened in that car, in that box, and people, and no, it's more than just my ride. You know what I'm saying? it's it's much more important than that. And I've had it for half my life at this point, just about. And where was I? Yeah, no, this guy Lee Griffin. I gave him my car, and he at first he quoted me like he came over, he looked at the damage, he looked at the things, and he said, "Okay, I can fix this up." Um, about a week. He said, "Give me about a week. We'll see how we are from then." Week goes by, nothing. 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks. This thing turned into like almost 5 months of almost 4 months of this guy just giving me the runaround. And eventually, at some point, like I started to get scared because like he wasn't sending me pictures. He wasn't like just weird stuff. But he fixed her up nice. I like it just took him a second. I think it's because I paid him half at first. I think he's the type of the guy that he's the type of guy that waits until he needs money before he does something that gets him money. So when I gave him half up front, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because it all everything he did in total ended up being about a $9,000 repair. And then that's not even including all the new parts that I had to put together and everything. But that's not even the coolest part. That's not even the coolest part. After this video, I'm gonna upload a video, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about as far as my car. And I hope I hope that it's as cool to you guys as it is to me. Um, yeah. Also, just like this girl. Okay, so Laura Stan might be Staff is Stanford. She she's an ex Playboy bunny, and she somehow I guess we're somehow related because my my grandpa one of my grandpa's ex wives is her kid or some short I don't know some weird long fucking relationship like that, and she's a meth addict, and she was here doing all kinds of crazy shit. She took a shit, okay, in her hands and threw it all over my fucking car. That's how crazy this bitch is. And eventually she got herself kicked out because the night before, they were telling me, they as in my uncle and my grandpa, saying they don't feel safe with her there. Okay, my uncle can take care of himself. He's well and armed. He's ready to go. My uncle is, I'm sorry, my grandpa is 93 or 94, 93 or 94. And well, he still does have his wits about him. He's 90 fucking four. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not he's not, he's not Jason Bourne. And is it Jason Bourne? I've never seen it. I've never seen any of the Bourne Identity movies. I think it's Jason Bourne. But he's not that. He's not that guy. He's not Jason Statham. You know what I'm saying? That's another good one. How about that, Jason Statham? He's not that guy. So if shit were to go down, he wouldn't have any way to protect himself. His mobility is dog shit. So, and so we called the police the police came over, said that look, because she had been staying here, she brought like her shitty ass trailer over here and parked it in the back of the way back by the other garage. And yeah, she was just doing a lot of meth in there and stuff, and it was just gross. And she brought cats, even though my uncle is deathly allergic to cats, and just all this kind of shit. My uncle's a pushover in that regard. He doesn't tell people no. Um, but he's getting better at it. He's definitely getting better at it. Um, I do think that because I've been spending a lot of time with my grandpa, I do think even though none of us are blood related, that being me, my grandpa, and my uncle, um, I do think it's just passed down with how much of a giver my uncle is. But it's to a fault. But he was letting this girl stay here, and she was bringing over these junkies and like people that were like threatening to like rob the place and all this kind of bullshit, and you know the stuff that comes with meth people. So police get there and they're like, no, there's nothing we can really do because something with the law is like if they've been here for a month, you have to give them some sort of eviction notice or some bullshit like that. Next day rolls around, and I have this on video too. She, because I already knew that she was gonna like start some shit because we had called the police on her the night before, and she was super mad about that. So I knew, so I was doing something in here, and I'd spilled some ant, or I had some ants coming in, so I was putting ant traps in places, and some of the goo from one came out when I cut the end of it too short. So no problem. I have to go get some warm water from the sink. And I knew she was already gonna start some shit, so I start recording as I'm walking in. And she called this. She said I'm recording her the entire time. She's like, "Oh, you want to call on the?" She's like, "Oh, you guys want to call the police on me for no reason? I'll call the police on you, Travis, for no reason, and say that you have a gun to my head and you're gonna kill me and da 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 da." And I was like, dude, the whole time I'm like recording it. So the whole fucking squad shows up at the end of the driveway. They have their fucking, ARs out and shit. And they're like, come out from behind the house. Because I was chilling out back. And I come out, whatever. I have my hand in one because they have me on the phone. So they like the main guy, I guess the mediator cop was on the phone with me. And he's like, keep your hands up. You can keep the phone up to your ear, whatever. I get there. I'm very compliant. She's freaking out, being restrained by some other dudes talking about how she shouldn't be the one arrested or whatever. I just let them, cuff me, whatever, because I know that I'm about to get out of this shit, and that I did. Because they come over, they're like, so what happened? And I just said, in my left pocket, you will find my phone. The password to it is, and then if you go into, and then I said, go into my pictures and look at the most recent recordings.
Oh, hey, wow. Hang out?
Not particularly, Laura.
No, so why did you call the cops on me?
Because you told me that I should keep a gun on me.
Because you said because of Sean, and I said that's a good idea. To keep a gun on you because of Sean. So why would I say it about me?
You didn't say because of Sean.
I'm calling the cops on you for threatening me.
For what? When did I say
Yeah,
that?
because you know what? You called them on me for nothing. So I'm calling on you.
I called them because you told me to keep a gun on me.
Yep.
Laura, look, this is all live, by the
way.
This is all live.
You threaten me again? You threaten me? Like
This is all live. It's been live since I walked in.
My nephew, who talked to me before, has said now he's going to kill me if I say anything. And that's a threat, and I want him to be stopped.
And then she went to jail. So but now I'm scared that she's gonna come back and fuck up my car again. Cause like she knows that car means the world to me. She learned that because apparently she was really good friends with my mom. I don't know. My mom never mentioned this lady ever. Laura Stanford, ex Playboy Bunny. Yeah, she's a crazy meth lady now. But like I'm afraid that she's still mad at me, and I still don't know why it's fuck me. Why is it still fucking me? At what point did I go wrong here? I could not have been less involved. But it still fucked me somehow. So anyway, moving on. What else? Do I have anything else here? So I'm hoping that this will be the last update that I make in here. I want to say the last video that I make in here, but I do have one musical piece that I want to do in here before I leave. And I've been in here for 2 years now, almost. I've been in here since about my sober day. That's when I came in here. I was like, all right, I need to at least set up like a computer setup or something so I'm not just in my head all day. And it's been the first time in a long time that I've had my own space, that I don't feel like a guest. Because I had gone, almost 5 years where everywhere I went, I was a guest. And it's like, yeah, this isn't my place. This is my family's place. This is my uncle's place, but we're still family. You know what I'm saying? He's not just going to, for no reason, be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're cool. And as much as my uncle has put me through emotionally, the reason that I'm not like actively angry at him ever is because he's made up for it. Like it like equals out with how much he's taken care of me. And not because he's had to. There's been a lot of times where he's taken care of me just not because he couldn't say no, but because I know this guy has a very hard way of showing it, but he does love. He does love. He's not void. He's not devoid of love. He's just devoid of having a good way of showing it. Luckily, I have a good way of detecting it. So he's given me this space to do what I have to do. But yeah, and I also wanted to make sure that I had taken care of all the things that I need, like all of the big expenses before I had just moved out. Like, so I wanted to make sure my car is all fixed up. I wanted to make sure, then the toll tooth thing. Oh, did I even finish that story? I had to get a root canal on this side, and then they straight pulled a tooth out on this side. Just, not the last one. And I had my wisdom teeth pulled back in 2014, if you remember that. But my second to last on the bottom is gone. And the other side, they just put basically a new tooth in there, and it's a root canal. So I'm not in any more pain. I'm just waiting for this to heal up, and then they have to drill. They're gonna like drill a thing into my jaw, and then, yeah. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm. Hold on. Let me make sure I have all of these. Oh, I do have a little bit more to talk about. I've been working on my GED. I'm glad that I've been working on my GED. I was supposed to go and do it in October, but because that's when I was doing my tooth thing in October. It was like early October, but this lasts until next year. So I'm pretty confident. I mean, my math sucks dick, but I have a friend named Jay. I've talked about Jay enough on here. What's up, Jay? And he can always help me with that stuff. He's always offering to help. But yeah, I'm going to get my GED because, well, fuck it. I'll just say it. I want to get my nursing degree. I want to be a nurse. If all else fails and I need to get a regular job, I want to fall back on nursing. And it's not just because Scrubs is my favorite show, or at least one of my favorite shows. No, although they do say that, and I have, when I mention this to nurses and doctors in hospital units, they often say it's the most realistic show when it comes to doctor shows. But I don't know how much of me wanting to be a nurse is fantasy, but I also know that I need to be doing something that's contributing. I need to know that I'm doing something that's contributing, that's not just self-serving. So the more and more I would go to the hospitals, especially when I'd go in there and I'd fake that I want. It wasn't always fake, but most of the time I was lying about the fact that I was suicidal just so that they would give me a nurse that had to sit in there for 24 hours. Because then at their, like, not only that, I mean, like, it's a win-win because they don't have to work and they just have to chill in there. Their only job is to not be caught falling asleep, which I was always cool with. So I'd be like, tell me when you usually, because they have people that come through and check or whatever. Be like, let me know, I'll wake you up. You know what I'm saying? I would make friendships with these nurses and stuff, and it was just, and I know a lot of it. You can start by like doing 2 years as an EMT, like a person in the ambulance, and I have a lot of experience with those people. What I'm saying is, I have a lot of experience being on the receiving end of nurses, and I feel like I would make a really good nurse. Because it's like whenever I'll see a person in pain or a person going through, I'll be like, all right, like I can, all right, just chill, I got you. You know what I'm saying? just chill, I got you, bro. But I feel like that would help me a lot. The one thing that would break me though, I was talking to Kimmy about this was, by the way, Kimmy and we're still not a thing. Okay, stop like. I'm not, I'm saying stop. I'm really talking to one person who's hit me up on Facebook. No, we're not fucking. We're not. She's never been my girlfriend. I've never been her boyfriend. We've never been fuck buddies. We are just good friends. Uh, but I was talking to Kimmy, and the one thing that would break me would definitely be something happen in the pediatric ward, like if I like an unstoppable thing to a child. Because there's an episode on Scrubs where that happens. Like they have this like new intern guy or just some new guy at the hospital who shows up, and he seems to just be killing it to the point that JD's like the main dude, Zach Braff. He's like super jealous of this guy who's in there just killing it. And I don't remember if it was all in one. I'm pretty sure it was all in one episode because Scrubs is one of those shows. But towards the end of the episode, he's like breaking down. You know what I'm saying? They like find Elliot, Sarah Chalk, and JD are like, talking. They're just whatever. It seems like a funny scene, and they're running around the hospital, and they come across like in some stairwell this doctor. He goes by the name of Dr. Murdoch, and he's just crying and like breaking down in there, and he's like, how do I go in there and tell that family that their son is gonna die? What am I gonna say? He lived a good long 7 years. 7 years. Like that would like I know it was just a show, but like that would I just know that would fucking I would walk out. I'd probably walk out after that. So that's the main thing that would be blocking me is having to see cruel things that life does to children. Like to innocence. It nah. What else? Well, I said that I was talking with my grandfather. I mentioned it in passing. That I wanted to record his story, and he stayed on my ass about it. I was like, because the anniversary realms for Classic had just came out, so of course we all made new characters over there. But because I'm a tank, my guild fucking needs me, so I had to level a 60 warrior all the way up in like 2 or 3 days, and but he's like, you got 2 days. I remember one time I walked by to use the bathroom, and on the way out, he's like, because his little room that he stays in the house kind of is the window is on the way, but he's like, you got 2 days. I'm like, okay. So we've only done like one actual session, but I want to get my grandpa's story. I want to know my granddad's story. That's Because one thing I regret is how little I recorded of my mother. Why? I still don't know why I recorded so little of my mother. Oh, Brooke got back to me. Brooke, for that, the one, the redhead that I was talking about that I scared off because of drunk fucking. she hit me up and she's like, "Hey, I wanted you to know, like, it's not your fault or anything. Like, you're fine or whatever." It was just like, apparently she was, she was. I don't want to go too much into detail, but she was sort of swayed towards not talking to me, or anybody that wasn't like her and her circle. So I understood it, but she apologized, and it was like, holy shit, because it just made me like her even more, because it's like, I never get that. I never get closure. I'm always just left in my head like, I wonder, and my brain is not a nice place when it comes to that. When it comes to filling in the blanks, it's always just the worst things. And she just hit me up. She's like, "Look, I don't want to." We reconnected, and it was very nice of her to do that, because she had seen my video apparently. I think one of the ladies who works at RU watches my videos, and yeah, or no, she works at the detox place. Yeah, Heidi. What's up, Heidi? Um, yeah, I guess that's about it. I just need y'all to give me a little bit more time. I have a lot of big things in the works, and everything's falling into place. I just can't make it fall into place any faster than it is. So, just give me a little bit more time. Just a little bit more time, okay? And it will be very worth it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, another thing that I forgot to talk about. Fuck it, I'm just throwing it in since we're gonna be editing this anyway. Um, Rodney Mullen told me that he can't do pressure flips. I, I had an interaction with Rodney Mullen. Him and Tony Hawk came through Austin, and yeah, I didn't want to record too much of it. I got like a little clip because because we were in the front, and I didn't want to be up there like trying to record the whole shit. Nobody, it's disrespectful. But yeah, it was a very interactive thing. We were like, there was only about, I don't know, 50 to maybe like 70, 80 of us. But it was so cool. It was so cool because it was so interactive. They sat on stage and they would like open up the conversation, and we would just kind of shout in and just whatever. Look, herding skateboarders is like herding cats. But if you manage to do it, it's a pretty cool environment. And yeah, I got to have an interaction with one of my childhood heroes, one of my heroes to this day. That's fucking Rodney Mullen. Are you kidding me? And Tony Hawk was right there too. Like, yeah, that was really cool. So,
But I definitely sense that things are winding down fast. By then, those later years, when I was like 23, about the same age, and I was studying biomedical engineering at the Department of Chemical at the University of Florida, and they flagged my records because I was traveling every week.
yeah, also that happened.